nobody will kill no goddamn body. But I did more time than that man did for killing somebody.
Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. A little coffee. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to my new channel, Green's House. If you've been subscribed to this channel, maybe you are unsubscribed. Maybe you haven't subscribed yet. Maybe you're still checking in to see what I got before you give me your subscription. Well, now's the time. You saw it. That's what they are up against in New York City. That is the New York City branch of BLM. That was their leader. I think his name's Hawk Newsom. Hank Hawk. I think it's Hawk. Whatever. That's part of the group he's there with. Those are some of the other protesters. That wasn't Hawk Newsom there. That was a different guy, but I got a clip of him later. But this is his group. This is New York City's BLM chapter. He died for being poor. That's why Jordan Neely died, was because he was poor. Because Daniel Penny was walking around with a laptop checking people's credit scores, and if you were too poor, he was going to choke you the fuck out. But it is official. Daniel Penny has been acquitted on all charges. He is a free man. How free? How free is he? How free is Daniel Penny? Daniel Penny is so free that he had to go to the bar and get a drink. I don't blame him.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
Congratulations on your.
Thank you. It feels great. It really does.
Yeah. And so tell me, what's going on right now?
Yeah, we're just it's 18 months of weight on everybody's shoulders. Most importantly, Danny's walking around with the weight of this indictment on him, knowing that he's been falsely accused for doing the right thing and trying to protect people.
Yeah. Daniel, can you tell me how you're feeling about this right now?
You going this way?
Can you tell me how you're feeling?
He's feeling great, guys, and it's just a great day. It's just a great day.
Okay,
it's always a great day when justice prevails. And, I would think, or some people might be thinking, hey, Daniel Penny deserves a cold one. Let's get that man a cold beer. I think he's beyond cold beer. I think Daniel Penny needs a shot. I think he needs a double shot, something strong. Something strong to ease the pain, to dull the nerves a little bit from what he's been going through for the last 18 months. And of course, as we know, this never should have happened. There never should have been a trial. This never should have gone to trial. This is ridiculous. You have a man, exactly, Mads, get that man a bottle. Just slide the bottle like a Western. Just slide the bottle down the bar, let him catch it in his hand, and just kill it. That's yours. Don't nobody ask for any. You ain't paying for it. That bottle is yours. Maybe a bottle with a turkey on it. Something. But it never should have gone to trial. It's absolutely ridiculous. You have somebody who was on a train, a subway train with a whole bunch of other people, and somebody enters the train saying, I'm going to fucking kill somebody, and I don't care about going to jail. Well, that's pretty much all you need to hear. I don't really have time to check your mental status. I don't have time to sit down and kind of get a backstory. What you been up to? You just told us your intentions, and we've all heard the saying that when somebody tells you who they are, you got to believe them. So when some dude stands up and says, hey, I want to kill somebody, and I don't care about going to jail. My dad told me, son, a man who doesn't care is dangerous. There you go. So he did what he felt needed to be done. He did what everybody in that train car felt needed to be done. How many people were sitting there thinking to themselves, choke this fucking dude out? How many people were thinking that to themselves? And he wasn't alone. There were other passengers helping him. He was steering the vehicle. He was the captain of the ship. He was the captain of the USS Chokeout. But there were other passengers helping him. But we're going to talk about all that stuff today. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you all being here. I see you all in the comments. I see a lot of the usual faces. I see a lot of unusual faces. I'm not saying that your face, like not the structure of your face is unusual. It's just that I've never seen you before. Welcome. Hey, Sam the Man, he says, Jericho, when are you coming back to Salas? Well, if I come back there, it'll be to visit. Coming back to live, that's never going to happen. But coming back to visit, I'll come back to the salad bowl. Hey, check this out, Sam. Verify this shit right now. I want you to put a T for truth or L for a lie for what I'm about to say. Is it not true that certain gangbangers in Salinas, and this goes for Salinas, Castroville, Watsonville, these are the only ones I've ever seen, but I imagine it can't be just these places. But some gangbangers will get, because the Monterey County Central Coast area is where a lot of agriculture comes from. You have the garlic capital of the world, strawberry capital, artichoke capital, lettuce capital. You got all these places where chances are, if you open up your crisper, you're going to have something from Salinas, Watsonville, Castroville, or Gilroy. One of those places. And I want to say it's not San Martin, but it's between San Martin and Gilroy. But I think that's the mushroom capital of the world too. A lot of shit going on around here. But tell me if I'm wrong, Sam. You put a T for the truth or L if I'm lying. Gangbangers from these areas, usually the Mexican gangbangers, will have the vegetable of their town tattooed on their neck, i.e., if you're from Castroville, I've seen this with my own two eyes. Username says T for true. I've seen it. I've seen them. A dude I knew had an artichoke tattooed on his neck, like under his ear. Strawberry for Salinas, head of lettuce for Salinas. Strawberry for Watsonville, because Watsonville is strawberry capital. Clove of garlic for Gilroy, or as they call it, Gilas. All the towns that's another thing. All the towns around there have nicknames. Salinas, Salas, Gonzalez, and these are all towns that are just right up against each other, going down the coast, going down Highway 101. So you got Hollister, Escolis. That's right, Norteños. Yeah, they got the fucking vegetables right here. I swear to God. I seen a dude with Budweiser has the crown over the B. I seen a dude that had a B and a crown, the Budweiser B and a crown over it. So you got Hollister is Jolis, Watsonville is Watson, Castroville is Castro, puro Castro, way. Salinas is Salas. What else? Well, Gonzalez is Gonza. There's not a lot of imagination in some of these names. But then you got Soledad is Chole. Greenfield is Greenfast. Greenfast, Chole. Salas, way, Castro, Watsonville, Hijolis. That's real shit. Bad Machine says cucumbers too. Probably not because of the phallic relation, but it's possible. It's possible. But you see the T's. They know I'm telling the truth because I've seen it with right here. Tell him, Sam. Fucking truth. Simone. All right. Anyway, Daniel Penny found not guilty, acquitted on all charges. No shit. Everybody kind of saw this coming when they dropped the manslaughter charge on him last week, but it's official. And of course, people are mad. Who's mad? You know who's mad? You know who's mad. The usual suspects. And of course, the leader of the race baiting, race pimping Delta Force, they're a commanding officer, Al Sharptongue. Of course, he's involved. Why? I don't know. But he says this was a miscarriage of justice. He said that this sends a bad message. He said, we dealt with this 40 years ago with that dude Getz, I think was his last name, the dude that went up in that New York subway train and started blasting people because he was sick of the ne'er-do-wells. And he said that sends the message to everyday citizens that they have They can take the law in their own hands, even if it ends up with somebody dead. Well, Alfred, that's partially true. That's kind of how things work. What's up, Dank Buds? Dude, Santa Cruz. What do the cholos have tattooed on their neck in Santa Cruz, Dank Buds? But you have Al Sharpton saying that it sends a message to everyday citizens to be vigilantes and take the law into their own hands. Well, it's kind of true. It kind of has to be that way because the police and other law enforcement entities are reactionary forces. They don't show up until shit goes wrong, until somebody's already hurt or somebody's already dead. And since we're the ones who are always on the scene, they call themselves first responders. You're there before the first responders. You're there when the shit's going down. So what do they do? What do they do? Okay, if they had it their way and Daniel Penny stood down and didn't do anything, what would happen? Would somebody else have stepped up? Would nobody have stepped up and then have to wait until the train stopped at the next station or whatever, the next stop for the police to get on and do something about it? What were they supposed to do? This dude was a mentally ill drug addict who got on the train and announced, I'm ready to kill, and I don't give a fuck about the consequences. Now, Daniel Neely was there by himself, but don't you think there were other people on the train who might have had a loved one with them or a child with them? How would you feel if your child was in somewhere? And again, this is a subway train. Okay, they're flying in that tube down the tunnel. It's not somewhere out in public where you can just walk away. You can just grab your kids or whatever, or yourself, and bounce. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna run away. You ain't gonna catch me. We're getting out of here. No, you're trapped. He had a captive audience, potentially captive victims. And what was he supposed to do? So we have Reg, I'm gonna say Reg. Reg Smith said he's a murderer. Now, if you're not trolling Reg, state your case, make your point. How is he a murderer? Because murder is intentionally taking somebody's life, going into the situation with the mindset of, I'm going to kill this person. So do you think that Daniel Penny went into that situation, walked up to Jordan Neely saying, I'm going to kill this dude? Not, I'm going to restrain him. I'm going to kill him. He's presented himself as a threat. I'm going to take it to the ultimate level. I'm going to kill this dude. Now, he had him in a chokehold for, I heard what? Yeah, and actually, that's right, Matt Mittens, premeditation. It has to be premeditation. I'm going to kill this dude. I don't know how you would prove that. The evidence doesn't state that. Did he say that? I'm going to kill this dude. I don't think so. But he went into the situation planning to kill this dude. And whether Reg is being a troll or not, people really think that. They think that Daniel Penny set out to murder this dude. So he was just looking, the next black person to act up, I'm killing him. That sounds ridiculous. But hey, make your case. We're listening. There's 247 sets of ears in here. You got them all, Reg. Let us have it. But of course not. It wasn't murder. That was self-defense. And not only himself, he was defending the other people in that tube. Again, it's in a subway train. You can't just leave. I'm out of here. You're stuck. What are you going to do? If Jordan Neely was bearing down on you, unless you're somebody who was willing to defend yourself, wouldn't you want somebody to come to your aid? What if you're a woman? This dude was 6 feet tall. Most women aren't. And so this angry dude just said, I'm going to kill somebody, and I don't care about going to jail, and he starts walking up to you. Ladies, wouldn't you want a man to grab this dude or get in between you and save you? Think about, what if you were a child? What if there was a teenager going to school or something, or they had to take the subway home? Appreciate it, Alan. You're on the subway headed somewhere. This crazy ass dude says that and he starts walking towards you. Aren't you going to want an adult, a man, to step in and help you? That's what Daniel Penny did. And it's unfortunate that Jordan Neely had to die. It would have been great if Daniel Penny were able to choke him unconscious and he just laid there until the police came. Or he grabbed him and the guy said, okay. All right, I'm just kidding. Or when Daniel Penny was approaching him, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just fucking around. I'm not gonna do anything. That would have been great. That would have been great. But that's not how it happened. Why? Because Jordan Neely had mental issues. We'll get into that. He was on drugs. And he had a medical issue. Don't take it from me, take it from the medical examiner who testified that even if he had not been choked by Daniel Penny, he probably still would have died because of the drugs and the medical issues he was dealing with. When you mix the medical issue, he had sickle cell with K2 that he was on and a stressful situation, you could die, especially if you're malnourished like he was, by all accounts. It's fucked up. And what's really fucked up, you saw the picture I used. You saw the picture I used of Jordan Neely as a Michael Jackson impersonator. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think he was on the subway train, Shamona, hee hee. And then Daniel Penny said, I'm tired of hearing that shit. And he just grabbed him and choked him out because he wanted to know if Annie was okay. And you know, every person on that train was tired of that shit. You know, every person on that train was sitting there, exactly, B, optics. You know, everybody was sitting on that train. You're on your phone, you're reading something, you're studying, you're daydreaming, whatever you're doing. And all you hear is, ow! You're like, oh, shit. Hey, everybody, I'm going to do a performance, and if you like it, leave me some money. Shamona. That's what they want you to think. They want you to think he was over there kicking his leg up with one glove on and some bunched up socks and penny loafers. That's what they want you to think. And then here comes Daniel Penny. Fee, fi, fo, fum. If I see a nigger, I'm going to kill me one. And poor little Jordan Neely. Oh, no, please, no, don't. Come here, you little motherfucker. You little black motherfucker. You. Don't believe me. Don't believe what I'm telling you they think. Let them tell you what they.
So this case ain't about Daniel Penny being innocent. This case is about Jordan Neely deserving to die. And unfortunately, white America wishes, a lot of parts of white America wishes that we all would die. This is America A. This is business as usual. You don't have a race-based killing in America. Let's be real about this. Black hate crimes against black people double. Every single year, the group with the... Let me tell you something. All of these people can tell all the lies they want, but when you look at the facts, America is a racist place.
America's a racist place. You saw those posters. If you couldn't see them too well, it was pictures of Jordan Neely like this with the little sparkly Michael Jackson glove on and the Beat It jacket. He was just a Michael Jackson impersonator in the subway impersonating, doing his thing, moonwalking and shit. And then Daniel Penny said, I'm tired. I'm tired of the moonwalking and the shamoning. I'm going to do something about it. So he killed him. He murdered him. As people like Reg say, he murdered him. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, people. Sounds kind of weird to me. Sounds like some bullshit. But you saw the posters. That's what they think. That's what they want you to think. He was just another New York street performer. Like when these fools get blasted by the cops because they decided to stick their hand in their waistband and pull out a MAC 10. What picture do they show you? Do they show you the picture of them on Instagram like this, pointing a gun at the screen with their money phone? Well, this is the shit you see all the time. Like they're showing their gold grill. Do they show you the posts about them and shooting their ops and them outside with a fucking AK and a banana clip? A 100-round drum on a Glock with a switch, bitch. Do they show you that? No. They show you their kindergarten promotion ceremony in the little blue cap and gown. They show you when they were 10 years old kneeling down with a football. What do they always say about them? Say it with me, class. Their smile would light up the room. He never bothered nobody. Those are the images they show you, the images of them at prom. 10 years before they pulled out on a cop. You fucking kidding me? Why didn't you show Jordan Neely's mugshot? Jericho, what do you mean mugshot? You know, the picture they take when you get arrested and booked into jail. Remember, they showed you Trump's mugshot. They didn't want you to have any sympathy on him. They didn't want to show you any black and white pictures of Donald Trump in a Shirley Temple. You know how kids used to dress back then, like in the 40s and 50s and shit. They always had like like some kind of shorts on the outfit with shorts, a little sailor hat. They didn't show you those pictures of Trump. They didn't show any pictures of Trump when he was 10. Now they were showing you that mug shot. So where was Jordan Neely's mug shot? From where, Jericho, or from when? Well, how about in 2021? When he was at a coffee shop and he was staring blankly at the food because he was hungry. And some lady who had been coming to that shop, she was in that area, living in that area for 50 years. She sees this young man, disheveled, emaciated, filthy. The people said that even though he was 6 feet tall, he looked like a small, just his demeanor and his attitude and his aura was just small and frail and beaten down. She felt bad for him. She turned her head so he wouldn't see her staring at him. She was probably gonna buy him some food. That's the fucked up part. She was probably going to buy him some food and give him some kind words, probably a jacket. And when she turned her head, instead of giving her a chance to maybe do that, he punched her in the side of her face, actually punched her over her right eyebrow. Oh, hey, that's not very Michael Jackson impersonator of you. That's not very PYT off the wall of you. To not only punch somebody for no reason, and not only are you punching a woman, you son of a bitch, you punched an old woman. You punched an old lady? You gotta be a special kind of piece of shit to punch an old lady in the face. And if you're not a piece of shit, you have to be extremely mentally ill to punch an old lady in her face. Huh. But hey, Annie, are you okay? Did you ask that lady, was she okay? When you socked her in the face? And here's what's even worse. If I were King Jericho of America, there would be an extremely, like the punishment you would get for punching an old lady in the face, which is, I think we can all agree, Like 99.999% completely unnecessary. Like maybe there is a situation out there where you got to give an old lady a fucking right hook to the face. I don't know, but I can't think of it. There's no reason for you to sock an old lady in the face. So if I were king of America, the punishment would probably come from like the 1300s. It would be brutal, it would be primitive, and it would take all weekend. But not only did you sock an old lady in her face, you sucker punched her. You waited till she turned around and you sucker punched an old lady in the face. Holy shit. Holy shit. If you brought that case to my throne as King Jericho, you're going to have a bad time. Your time in custody will be the stuff of nightmares. I see your super chats. I will get to them if you want to get a super chat. If you want your comment read before the people, get them in. Another thing. So here, let me play this clip for you. This encapsulates the BLM movement in one clip. In under a minute, I'm going to encapsulate the entire BLM movement, be it New York, LA, Chicago. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This next clip is going to encapsulate the mental state of all the people who are in BLM. And I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about it. But this right here, this is it. If you ever wonder, what the fuck, what are these people about? What's wrong with these fools? Here you go. This is BLM in one clip.
Where's America great? Mr. Donald, Mr. Trump, where's America great? Only for the white people? Only for the white soldiers? Only for the white soldiers? Why was he dismissed? Why was he dismissed from the Marines?
What the fuck was that? You know what how I wish that video would have ended? You ever see those videos of overseas, probably in an Arab country in the desert somewhere? And you'll see these people downtown, and there's probably a guy pulling the bed of a truck with a donkey, if that makes sense. Like the donkey's hooked up, it's the bed of an old pickup truck, and the donkey is pulling it with its owner. And you'll see just a bomb come out of nowhere. Just boom, and it fucking blows up, and there's dirt and rocks everywhere. If that clip would have ended with a 2,000-pound J-Dam just going boom, I don't know if I would have felt sadness. Because that right there was the most high-pitched, incoherent, crackhead, whining, screaming woman bullshit I've ever seen. If you lived or worked upstairs from that, oh, what the fuck was that? I'm sorry, guys. I don't care if I sound like a sexist. But a woman screaming and yelling like that makes me fucking murderous. I can't stand that shit. Woman, if you don't shut the fuck up, and then you throw it in with that toothless, haiku. What was that? Ah! I gotta find footage of that and make a clip. So every time something like that plays, I can just hit the clip, and then you see the fucking rocket come down the bomb. Oh, boom! What was that? I'll tell you what it was. That was BLM. A bunch of yelling, screaming, mentally unstable crack smokers. That was absolutely ridiculous. And here's another thing. You saw the last clip, or the first clip I played. This is fucked up. They don't care about no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Shut the fuck up. Okay, shut up. Shut up. You don't give a damn about no justice, no peace. You don't give a shit about anything. Shut up, because in 2 weeks, you're going to be on to the next thing. No justice, no peace. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Because you get out there with your stupid ass signs, with your stupid ass chants. You ain't going to do shit. No justice, no peace. And what? Always talking that bullshit. You don't ever do nothing. You don't ever get anything changed. What, summer 2020, you burned down a bunch of shit? And what? What changed? Meanwhile, somebody sneezed on a fucking Asian and didn't say sorry, and all of a sudden they got legislation passed, but you jackasses are out here in the street. Man, shut your dumb ass up, because you ain't going to do nothing. No peace. You didn't do nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Somebody bumps into an Asian. All of a sudden, some Asian representative is standing behind a senator watching them sign shit into law. And you dumb, ignorant asses are out here yelling with crackheads in the street. Fuck. How do you expect somebody to take you seriously? That's like showing up to a job interview in a fucking rabbit onesie like the kid in Christmas Story. How serious do you think you're going to be taken? How about not at all? Because you showed up in a pink rabbit suit. So therefore, I can't take you seriously. The same as you showing up with toothless crackheads screaming in the streets. I can't take you seriously. Now, you want to show up organized in a group with a suit and a list of demands in a way that you can negotiate and achieve said demands? I'm listening. Here's one. How about this, guys? You make an appointment to see somebody. I know, it's crazy. But if you want things done in the world of adults, you have to present yourself as one and act like one. And you standing out there with poster boards with a picture of a bad Michael Jackson impersonator, and this lady out here barking and screeching like a fucking Pomeranian with Tyrone Biggums standing next to you, no one's going to take you seriously. They're going to let you throw your tantrum. They're going to let you fall on the floor and bang your fists and kick your feet. I don't want to go. And when you're done and you've tuckered yourself out, they're going to pick you up and carry you off the bed and lay your ass down, and you go to sleep. And then they can go back in the room and continue doing grown-up shit. Fuck out of here. No justice, no peace. What are you going to do? Fuck, I can't stand that shit. Like those people in the halls of justice that they're standing across from, The secretary's going to run in. Sir, open your window. Hold on a second, Johnson. What do you want, Margaret? Sir, get up, open your window. Please, sir. All right, I'll call you back, Johnson. Margaret, this better be good. Then you open the window and you hear, no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. And he's like, oh my goodness, Margaret, get all the heavy hitters on the phone. They're outside yelling, no justice, no peace. Oh, yes, sir, I'm on my way. Boop, 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 boop. They're yelling. Nobody gives a shit. Why don't you talk to the Asians and say, how'd you guys get legislation signed in 2 weeks? We've been doing this shit for 150 years. You ever walk past your parents? You ever have to squeeze by your parents to go to your room after you just did some dumb shit and you hope that you can get past your parents without one of them going, dumbass? Super chats. Super duper chats. That's what we're going to do right now. Why? Because I appreciate you people. That's why. J954 with the 556, the pride of Florida. So I wonder how many idiot NBA and NFL players are going to protest this decision. Justice for Jordan written on the backs of their helmets. Pathetic and weak. You know what? I was going to laugh at that, J954, but then I realized that that's probably going to happen. And that is sad. Low-level enforcer. I feel you, man. Thank you for the $2. He says the soft bigotry of low expectations. That's right. That's the pat on the head. Run along, Junior. Yeah, oh yeah, no, yeah, I get it. Bye-bye. B, thank you. Says, love the work you do. Been watching since 2019. Thank you. That was right before we got ready for the sweet and sour sniffles lockdowns. Yeah. What a time that was to be alive, people. You remember that? You remember the lockdowns. Oh, and the subcommittee on COVID, whatever, they released the findings of their 2-year report. I'm going to do a video on that. It's going to make you angry. Gearheads and Godly, thank you for the Hamilton. He says, I got shadow banned for commenting on a few videos that when he gets a GoFundMe going, I'm dropping a fat stack in his to give a big nah to the broken system. Yeah, man, that's great. But all you had to do after your post, if you just write, and I want to transition children, they'll let it stay up because that's fine. You can say weird, disgusting shit like that, racist shit. But if you say something that makes sense or support somebody who was rightfully not convicted, no. Michael Guest, thank you. He said no head lice, no fleas. BLM chant? I think so. Because that dude, that toothless crackhead, I know he has some kind of insects living on him, for sure. Because crackheads are not known for their hygiene, are they? No one's ever said, you know what? That's a clean crackhead. I got a crackhead in my family who was gigantic. He's an uncle of mine. He is like 6'5", 275 pounds. He is giant, and he smokes crack like there is no mañana. Let's see something here. Check my clips. Let me check my clips. Oh, that's another thing. So you had, and this goes back to the beginning of Jordan Neely. How did Jordan Neely end up crossing paths with Daniel Penny on that day? What happened? And I'm not showing sympathy to Jordan Neely, although there is some sympathy that is warranted, you know, as far as when he was a child. That was fucked up. His upbringing was fucked up. The positions that his parents put him in were really fucked up. So it's no accident that he ended up here. People worked hard to fuck his life up to put Jordan Neely in this position. They worked hard to kill him. His mother helped, his father helped, the system helped. Everybody had a hand. There should have been Daniel Penny shouldn't have been on trial. His father, his mother's dead. We'll get into that. But the people in society, the failed healthcare system, mental healthcare system, should have been on trial. They should have been on trial, not Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny should have been sitting in the judge's chair wearing the robe, judging them for what they did to put Jordan Neely on a collision course with premature death. That's their fucking fault. Starting with, most of all, that's right, come on down. Who's the next contestant on Who Fucked Up His Life? And coming to the stage is Jordan Neely's father. His name is Andre Zachary. Come on down. Have a seat. Tell us, Mr. Zachary, how'd you fuck your son's life up? Well, Mr. Andre Zachary was a musician. He was doo-wopping on the corner. And he hooked up. He met Jordan Neely's mom in a restaurant or something. They talked. They fucked. They tried to make it work. It was a volatile relationship, abuse, abandonment, in and out of shelters, home to home, all this kind of shit. Just the terrible upbringing of a child with a single mom. Now, some people might say, Jericho, what do you mean? I had a single mom, and I had this, and I had that, blah, blah, blah. My life wasn't that bad. Maybe, but that's not the rule. That's the exception. That's an anecdotal tale, because that's not usually how it goes. And no matter how many material things your mother supplied for you, you still didn't have your father. You still didn't have that male presence that you needed. If you were a male, it's to teach you how to be a man. If you're a female, it's to teach you what kind of man to pick, protect you, give you confidence, self-worth. So you're not trying to fill that void in your soul with penis. And that can go for males or females, really. But I put this on Jordan Neely's father. Now, when he was born, his parents tried to work things out, so the article said. And it was a pretty in-depth article. It went all the way back to pretty much his birth, even before, with his mom and shit. But it didn't work out. And he was a really, really little kid, like 5, 6 years old, when they split up. And so his mom hooks up with this guy. This guy ends up brutally murdering her. And then that starts the tailspin of Jordan Neely's life. Starts getting into drugs. His mental issues get worse. He's starts living on the street, starts smoking K2. And K2 is a synthetic cannabis. It's man-made weed. But as is the case, most of the time when humans get involved in shit, it gets all fucked up, right? So it wasn't good enough that marijuana was growing from the earth. No, we had schizophrenia, 1 shot of K2, and 5 shots of childhood trauma. You go ahead and put it in a glass, you put the other one on top of it, and you shake it up, you shake it really good. And then you turn it over in the pretty glass and you put a toothpick with a piece of shit on it. That's the garnishment. But wait, I want one of those red cherries. No. You ordered the fucked up mental health cocktail, so you get a turd through a toothpick in your drink. That's how you would make that drink. Yeah, Aaron, what's up? Yeah, K2 is wild shit. It's wild shit if you're in a good mental state, whatever that is. But you throw a mental illness in there, schizophrenia, yeah, there's gonna be some fucking problems. But you have the mental infrastructure in place to take care of these people. He should have been in a hospital somewhere. Should have been in a mental hospital somewhere. Should have been being taken care of. Because he didn't have the mental wherewithal to take care of himself. That's why he ended up in a subway train saying he was going to kill people. He didn't care about going back to jail. But he had been in jail. He had spent over a year in Rikers. Rikers is fucked up. Yeah, you want to see how crazy K2 is? Look up a video of K2 or salvia. And you'll be like, oh, shit. He did that? Yeah, that. And walking around the city. And I'm not saying the system can catch them all, But Jordan Neely was on the system's radar for years. For years, he was in and out of the hands of the system. And sometimes, I'm going to say it, sometimes people have to be made to be put in a good situation, if that makes sense. Meaning, if you have mental issues, well, I know you have a right to say when and where you want to go somewhere and where you want to go, and I don't want to do this. And I get that. But when you're a menace to society, let's say, I don't know, let's say you walked up to an elderly woman and socked her in her fucking face at a coffee shop. Well, that tells us loud and clear that you can't play on the playground with all the other kids. You can't do that. You have to be put somewhere else with these kids. These kids over here behind the fence, that's where you need to be. These kids get medicated and monitored. That's where you need to fucking be. Not over here in the public playground where most people don't do that shit. Sometimes those decisions have to be made for you. My mom would tell me, if you don't make the right decision, someone will make them for you. Hello. What up, Diesel? So you have Andre Zachary, Jordan Neely's father, who abandoned him. He was a piece of shit. He was on drugs. He was out living the music life. He had a hit that charted and he had some money. Did he bring that to his son? Did he find his son, try to pull his son out of abject poverty and out of an abusive situation and make it right and raise his son? No, he didn't. He smoked and snorted and fucked his money away. So this is Jordan Neely's father's fault. That's whose fault this is. So the very person whose fault it is has the nerve to get up there and behind a podium and say that the justice system is rigged. And then he has the nerve to sue. He has the nerve to sue Daniel Penny for the death of his son. All you guys who have kids, or maybe you've seen kids do this if you don't have your own. If you have kids, you've damn sure seen them do this. My daughter actually did this like last week. There was this shirt that she had gotten from somewhere. And the shirt is too small. She can't even wear it anymore. It's too small. She got it like 3 years ago. My son, who's 4 years younger than her, was wearing it. She give me my shirt, and tried to pull it off his body. Give me my shirt. And I said, what's going on here? He's wearing my shirt. I looked at that shirt. I said, you haven't worn that shirt in I don't know how long, at least a year. That's my shirt. I was looking for it. No. You don't care about the shirt. So now that it's in the possession of your brother, you can't all of a sudden develop an affinity for this piece of clothing and tear it off of your son's body. Same thing here. You didn't give a shit about your son, but now that he's dead, the system's rigged. I'm going to sue you, Daniel Penny. You just want a payday. If your son was still walking around this earth, you wouldn't give a fuck about him. Oh, and don't forget, while Jordan Neely was growing up, he lived in the same town as his father. Hey, dads out there, not fathers. Any man can go, anybody can do that into a crevice. I'm talking to dad. And you know what that entails. And I'm not saying you need no pat on me. I don't give a fuck. I made these kids. I know what it takes. I'm not looking for no recognition. But dad, I'm talking to the fathers who care for, nurture, and teach and guide the children that they create on this earth. The ones who are there from sun up to sundown every fucking day. You. So if for some reason you lose custody of your child, let's say you split up and your kid goes with the mom, you mean to tell me that your child is in your town, not your state, is in your fucking town, not a city, a town. And you're not going to find him or her? You're not going to find them and be in their life and raise them and let them know that I'm here? You're just going to go on about your business, I'm living my best life, hashtag boss dad, with your fucking offspring in the same town. What? There's no way on this earth, maybe another one, maybe when Elon Musk starts populating fucking Mars, maybe it'll happen on that planet. But on this planet, there's no way I would ever let my children be in my same town. And I don't fucking do nothing. Come on, man. His dad was a straight piece of shit. Clandfaf. I think I'm saying that right. Hey, Jericho, you been called Uncle Tom by any family members yet? No. I got one cousin who's come close, but I pray for the day that one of my family members would ever fucking say that to me. Please. Man, I wish. The next time I see a shooting star go across the sky, I'm going to wish that one of my family members would call me a damn Uncle Tom. But no, it's never happened. I wish they would, though. That'd be cool. Brian King B, you sorry son of a bitch. Yeah, thank you. That's how you describe somebody who would be in the same town as their child and not give a half a fuck about him. But that's what he came from. Authentically Kennedy, what up? Oh, and happy birthday to ya baby. 1-year-old, guys. And those of you who have been here a long time, remember when Kennedy was pregnant with their baby and, all the stages, it's the size of a bean. It's the size of a bell pepper. It's the size of an apple and all that stuff. And then boom, bam, bam. 1 year later. Congratulations. Andrew Himes. That is true, man. That is true. Crack is definitely a whack.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
Say it, girl. Crack is whack, people, so stop smoking it. But yeah, man, that guy is a real piece of shit. That's it. This is all his fault. This should all be laid at his father's feet. And then you have the nerve to come out here acting all downtrodden and sad in front of the microphone when you couldn't be fucking bothered with that kid. You couldn't be bothered with that kid. But now that he's dead, now that he's taken the shape of a lottery ticket, now you want to care. My son didn't deserve this. That's not your son. That's a person in the world, or that was a person in the world who shared some DNA strands with you, but that wasn't your son. In order for him to be your son, you have to be his dad, and you weren't his dad. The fucking nerve of this dude to get out here now, jumping up and down for his son, when had you done that 15, 20 years ago, your son would still be alive. Oh, but then you wouldn't have this lottery ticket coming up. So trade off, live son or lottery ticket. Give me the ticket. Give me the lottery ticket. Why not? He didn't know the kid anyway. Who cares? Take the money, right? Piece of shit. And no one's calling him on this shit. No one's saying anything to him. Like, hey, man, where the fuck were you? You show up after he's dead so you can collect. New York City, you better not pay that sorry sack of shit a dime. You know what you should have done? Andre Zachary, Jordan Neely's dad, you should have ran down there to that train. You should have taken your son out of Daniel Penny's grip, and you should have let him choke your fucking ass out. You should have let him choke you to death. If you want to be a dad now and care about your son, and my son didn't deserve this, and the system is rigged, well, you should have went down there and had your fucking ass choked out. Then we know you're serious. You sacrificed for your son. You took your son from the jaws of certain death and put yourself in his place. You are a true hero, sir. But instead, you ignored your son all his life, and now that he's passed away, here you are, just like Snoop Dogg's dad. That man wasn't around for shit. Now that Snoop's worth a bunch of money, here's his little miniature twin, dizzle, fizzle, shizzle looking ass. And the only thing worse than that, the only thing worse than a man showing up after his child that he couldn't give a shit about made it, is Snoop Dogg's dumbass for welcoming him back with open arms. Because I would have had a real big fuck you, Dad. You kiss my ass, player. Think I'm gonna move you up in this mansion and start having you showing up on red carpets? All right. Okay. Oh, and guess who else? Guess who showed up? Eric Garner's mom. What? Why? Why would Eric Garner's mom be there? Did you know him? Were you related to the Neelys? Stupid. But that's what they do. They trot out other moms who have dealt with this, and Al Sharptongue and all the like, and all the celebrities. You know, they all show up. Who was that? George Floyd? Remember George Floyd? That motherfucker had 5 funerals with a golden casket. I'm like, get out of here. Get out of town. And I wonder who's going to have the first interview with Daniel Neely, because you saw in that clip that he wasn't like, you know, he's not talking. He's obviously been told by his team, don't talk to anybody, don't say anything, don't say a word, don't even say no comment, don't say anything. So who do you guys think is going to be the first person to have the exclusive sit-down interview with Daniel Penny? I'm thinking it might be Fox News, it might be a Hannity type, maybe Tucker Carlson. Maybe he'll sit down with Tucker Carlson as his first interview. That makes a lot of sense. I think that makes the most sense. I think Tucker Carlson would be the best person for him to sit down with in an exclusive interview. Sweet Mama G says, Rogan, I thought about that. Nitro fan also, Rogan. I thought about that, but then I think that would probably, none of my, just The View. Man, if Daniel Penny went on The View, all their old vaginas would start smoking. They wouldn't know what to do. Like those cell phone batteries that just burst into flames and burn, like give people 3rd-degree burns on their thigh because their phone's in their pocket. I think all their vaginas would sync up and just start smoking and just like turn orange. Those bitches wouldn't know what to do. Oscar Gonzalez, Pierce Morgan. No way. I think Daniel Penny has more respect than to go sit down. Pierce, that filthy, liney Morgan. Yeah, I'm thinking Tucker Carlson, but Rogan, I think if this makes sense, I think it would be too polarizing for Joe Rogan. I think even though David Pett says, how about JG Talks? Hey, what's up, Daniel? If you're watching, and I'm sure you are, because it's the most important moment of your life when you're watching me. But if you are, yeah, man, let's hook that up. I'll definitely love to sit down. Definitely love to sit down and talk with you. But I think even though Rogan had Trump on, but I think Trump was just such a big interview. I think he was such a big interview that you have to take that. You gotta have Trump on. He's so big that you gotta have him on. So I don't. I know this sounds weird, but I don't think that even though Joe Rogan had Trump on, that Trump is like a political kind of guy. But I think having somebody like a Daniel Penny on, that would definitely solidify him as a conservative, and that would turn off a lot of his people. Gearheads and Godly, that's fucked up that YouTube is hating. But you can also send it on Cash App if you want. That would be cool, but they let you send one through. I don't know what the fuck they're hating for now. Gutfeld, I don't know. I think Gutfeld could do it, but I think Gutfeld definitely has a more comedic angle. But hey, I'm sure if they offer it to him, he's not gonna be like, no, I think I'm too much of a funny guy. No, he would definitely take that shit. I can't blame him. Cannot blame him. But I am putting. Let's see. Let me put the link in here. Hold on. Gotta go in the video. Weird. Why wouldn't it let me click on it? That's weird. Okay. Hold on. Anyway, I'll get the link in there. But I think yeah, that's true, Aaron M. YouTube does hate my channel. Because I have what almost 370,000 subscribers, and I'll put up a video and then like, let's see, check it right now. So let's see, I did a video 3 days ago about Jumanji Brown Jackson and what's her name, Sotomayor, going against the Tennessee ban on minors getting, the transition medicine and surgeries and all that. 3 days ago, 369,000 subscribers, 5,500 views. And then also 3 days ago, when Fetterman went on The View, 9,900 views. Day before that, 4 days ago, 6,900 views. And as I am thankful for all my views, with a channel that size, there should be way more than that many views on my videos. But they be hating. But yeah, I think I'm thinking Tucker Carlson will be the first one to sit down and have an exclusive interview with newly acquitted Daniel Penny. Let's see. Here we go. Bam. Okay, so there's the Cash App link. It's pinned to the top. I don't know why YouTube is being a bitch about it, but as Aaron M just said, they hate my channel. So here's what I'm thinking about. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm thinking about starting a whole new channel because obviously this channel is on YouTube's radar. They're fucking hating. They're obviously suppressing my content. So what do you guys think of that? Because like I want the most views possible. When I first started, man, fucking leaps and bounds and views and all that shit. But once I'm on their radar, then they start hating. So I don't know. Starting channel. Andrew Heim says no. Brett Hyatt says Rumble. I have a Rumble account, but on Rumble, you got to be like a big fish over there to really fucking make shit go. Like if you have a built-in audience that's huge, that will migrate over there. That's one thing, but I don't know. I can start posting more on Rumble. And Rumble does let you say what the fuck you want, but YouTube's also the biggest fish. You get the most views on YouTube. So I don't know. I'm thinking about starting a whole new channel. Or maybe going over to Rumble completely. I don't know. But having this big audience and then not all of them not being able to be reached is crazy. Because with 370,000 subs, I'm sure if you put the video on everybody's feed and they were able to see it, I think the majority of them would watch it. Because obviously you're subscribed to my channel, you like what I have to say, so why wouldn't you want to watch it? That makes sense. But, we'll see. Aaron M says try a different channel. Yeah, I might. And hopefully you guys will go over to that channel and we can rebuild it and get, surpass the number of subscribers I have now. But something's got to give. Something's got to happen. This putting my content out and then them suppressing it is fucking bullshit. So we'll see. Yeah, it's definitely flagged. There's definitely somebody at YouTube is aware. That's for sure. Sweet Mama G says post daily content too. I used to do that. I used to post every single day. But with having to work and stuff too, it takes a lot because it's a balance. Got to work, got to keep the lights on, got to buy food and all that kind of shit. But I also have to. I want to spend time with my kids. Aaron and use different IP address for sure. Different, yeah, because even my I have my other channel, Green's House, so I could just start putting stuff there. I already have one established, and it's under a different IP address because once you have this, anything attached to this one is going to get the same treatment. So, so maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just start pushing people over to Green's House. But then with Green's House, that's interviews. So I would have to change the kind of content I'm putting there if I'm going to start moving over that channel. So it's a lot of shit. Sweet Mama G said, even a 5-minute video a day, but it takes work to build a channel. Yeah, tell me about it. Kennedy says, new channel, same name, and repost every video you've posted on this channel on there. That would trigger the algorithm quick. Okay. It's a good idea. She would know. Eddie Kane says you have to say "Hail Obama" every 10 minutes, and they'll leave you alone. Yeah. I'm sure if I change my content, started posting all kinds of woke bullshit. Like, what if I posted a video that says I've been blue pilled, I was conservative, and now I'm fucking Democrat? Oh my goodness, I'll probably get a bunch of views. But then you have to compromise everything and be a leftist turd. I don't want to do that. I don't do that. I want to stay heterosexual. So that's what I'm gonna do. Stay over on this side. I'm gonna stay over on this side where I don't got to suck any dicks. That's not cool. Ladies, I don't know how you do it. That is disgusting. But I don't want to do that. So I'm not bending over. I'm not gonna pull a LeBron and bend over for China and let him stick that egg roll up in his stinker. Sweet Mama G, do videos in a wig? Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's what I'll take. Maybe I should just transition, guys. Should I transition? Let's just transition and live my truth. Live my truth. Ooh, none the miser white face in a wig. That'll work. Now, don't you try blackface because they'll shut you down. But I can do whiteface. I'm gonna do whiteface, and my new channel name is going to be Kill Whitey. Yeah, Kill Whitey. It's gonna be the name of my new channel. Aaron says, "Dude, you'd be an ugly chick." Thank you. I hope so. Fucking sure hope I would. Oh, none the miser. He said it worked for Ariana Grande. Speaking of Ariana Grande, what the fuck happened to her? Did they send her to a fucking labor camp? Was she a POW? Because she has withered her way to like 85 pounds. What the fuck happened to that girl? Hollywood fucking you up. Ew. Like her and that weird black girl who's the fucking witch in that was it Wicked, their new movie? What the fuck is wrong with them? They are so weird. They are so weird. Look at this shit.
More of that. Yeah. As you said, Oz is a very queer place. So theoretically, what do you think a pride parade would look
Oh my
like?
God.
One short day.
Yes.
It would look like one short day.
For sure.
Every day in the Emerald City is a pride parade.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at like.
That's actually great.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Even like the chickens.
The
Those
snow leopard
chickens
with
are
the little
gay.
cape.
Oh,
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Dillman in that Bodhi cardigan.
Oh.
Let's wake it up.
Let's
Let's talk about it. I want that cardigan, and let's just talk for a minute about him and his little custom tea device as well, his little
Yeah.
teacup.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's queer. Everything in Oz is so queer. And she said, and the word queer was the most used word in the book by the guy who wrote Wizard of Oz in 1900. And she's like, that's queer, queer. Like they use the word queer all the time. That's not what that means. That's not what that means, you dumbass. Queer doesn't just describe chicks who eat puss and dudes that swallow ding dong and sit on it occasionally. That's not what that word means. The word queer, another word that you guys have hijacked and perverted, queer means strange. So if that guy was saying queer, he was just saying strange, not like everybody was gay. So you mean to tell me you're this stupid? You think that an author in 1900 was writing about a whole gay land, and somebody said, "Hey, let's make a movie out of this." 40 or 39 years later, is that what you think? Do you know the temperature of America in 1900? They weren't for that shit. There's no way in the world that they would have some dude that they know is talking about gay people, and they're gonna publish that book and they make a movie out of it. Shut up. It's so stupid. Everything's queer. No, you sick, disgusting. And you know what? It's really sad because she grew up as one of those Nickelodeon kids. She was on Sam and Cat and Victorious, like in the early 2000s, like 2010s. And probably a lot of weird shit happened to her. And that's really sad. But you're an adult now, so I have no sympathy for you. Freak.
I mean, Oz is just a celebration
Yeah.
of uniqueness, and everyone is so beautiful in Oz. And I don't think it even is a conscious discussion or decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone is just so beautifully queer, and that roots all the way back to the L. Frank Baum books, where, like, literally the most commonly used word in the books is queer. And it's Dorothy and her queer, lovely, beautiful friends. And I don't know, it's just a celebration, and how do you honor that history?
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, I think it's you step into it and you are an other, and I think it's sort of like a celebration of that as well. And I haven't said this before, but I do think that both Glinda and Alphabet are just different. Both of them are a slight other, you know?
What? So you took an American cinematic classic like The Wizard of Oz and then wrapped a 12-inch double dildo in a rainbow flag and just shoved it up the movie's ass. That is disgusting. I hate when they take things from us and they ruin it. The Wizard of Oz is full of gay people? Shut the fuck up. Look what they did to this. The Wizard of Oz is an amazing movie. I love The Wizard of Oz. My kids love it. We like to watch it with our kids. That's one of our Halloween movies is The Wizard of Oz. And now, my daughter can't see it. My son, he don't give a shit about no Wicked movie. But no, she can't go see it. I don't think she wants to. My daughter is based. And it's not because I tell her. She just knows what's up. Anyway, and even if she did, I'd have to be like, no, you can't go watch that. Because they queered it up. And on the books, the most commonly used word is queer. You're so stupid. That's not what it meant back then. It meant what it meant in the dictionary. Strange, unusual. Wouldn't you say that Oz is a very strange and unusual place? That's queer. Oh, that's so disgusting. Derek Marsick says, how can you say you like The Wizard of Oz, Jericho, there's no black people. Well, fortunately, that's not necessary for me to be entertained. Thankfully, what a limited view of the world. If you only support, I'm only watching, going to black-owned business and then black this, well, you ain't going to be going to too many places, and you ain't going to be watching too much. Broaden your horizons, quit being a racist asshole. But there were, I mean, yeah, Dorothy's a white girl. So the people, yeah, Nitro fan, The Wiz. Yeah, there's, I grew up watching that too. I'd much rather watch The Wizard of Oz. But yeah, I've seen The Wiz too, which is basically a black version of The Wizard of Oz. And somehow done much better than Wicked. But no queer, be all queer. But yeah, Dorothy's white, so her family's white. So you see them in the beginning and at the very end of the movie, but everybody in between, can you say they're white? I guess Glinda's white, but like the witch is green, there's flying monkeys and shit. I guess the Munchkins, they were white. You don't see too many of them. So the race really wasn't a thing. Because of fuck, a lion, a tin man. You know, there was none of that. But in this, oh, and they got a damn girl in a wheelchair. Yes. And you know why? You know why they had a girl in a wheelchair? Because in order to be in contention for an Oscar, you have to hit all of these. I did a video about it. I think it was my last live. But you have to hit all this criteria. Like there have to be this group of people in the underrepresented groups and people with disabilities and alphabet soup group. Like there's all this criteria you have to meet in order to be in the running for an Oscar. So of course they want this expensive piece of shit to be in the running for an Oscar. So they're going to hit all this criteria. That's why they got the girl in a fucking wheelchair. I thought this was a musical with dancing. How are you going to have her in a wheelchair? You're just going to spin her around? That's so stupid. And in a land like this, where there's obviously a magical element to it, not all the reality. People, there's a fucking lion that's walking around and a guy made out of metal and a witch and monkeys and shit that fly. So of course there's not a lot of reality in this movie. So would it be too far-fetched to think that maybe everybody in this magical land wouldn't have a physical handicap? Like how fucked up would that be? To be in Oz, this magical land, and you're in a wheelchair. Get the fuck out of nobody would be in a wheelchair. Nobody would have any problems because it's a magical land. Are you that woke that even though you could have a magical land where the people have no problems, you still put a girl in a fucking wheelchair? Stop. There's no kids in wheelchairs watching everything saying, damn it, I wish there were more people in wheelchairs. And how much you want to bet the girl in the wheelchair is also a lesbian who's non-binary, and her pronouns are wheelchair. Stupid. It's a magical land. Nobody has problems in a magical land. It's magical. Like everybody else is flying around with all these powers, but I'm still in a wheelchair. It's so dumb. And what does Toto look like? Is Toto like one of those three-legged dogs, like it's missing one of its front legs and its tongue hanging out because its bottom lip was blown off or some shit? What is Toto? Is Toto all fucked up too? Because they had to represent the injured animals community. And does Toto have a fucking vest on? That's his therapy dog? Oh, stop. Get your woke out of my fucking entertainment because your version of the world sucks. Yeah, exactly. Toto's a rescue dog. Toto has trauma. We found Toto in a trash bag on the side of the road, like a Steven Seagal movie. Toto's a rescue dog. I had to bring Toto back to life. I had to give him mouth to mouth on the side of the road and I had to hold his face together until we could get into the that. Until we can get into the thou. Exactly, Desiree. The fucking Deadpool dog. The dog's like fucking held together with duct tape and hope. Toto was a pit bull. Fucking biting everybody. Hey, look, Dorothy, you're cool and everything, but that fucking dog needs to go. Dog's a damn savage. Actually, Toto is a dog of color. Oh, so stupid. You can't enjoy shit. When you're worried about offending everybody, you can't enjoy anything. There's no enjoyment. There's no happiness. There's no fun. Their world is colorless. And not just like, I don't see color, but like vibrance, fun. There's no color in their world. It's all drab. Like their world is like England's weather. It's just overcast and fucking wet and sad. Like you ever have your washing machine take a shit in the middle of having a load in there? I remember one time in our old house, the washing machine took a dump because then one of the kids' socks got caught somewhere, and it wouldn't drain. And so we had a load in there, and of course, my wife wasn't washing clothes; she was washing blankets. You ever take a comforter out of the washing machine and it's soaked? It's all waterlogged. You know how heavy that is? Just imagine taking that blanket and just drape it over yourself. Just so, ugh. Oh, wokeness. Wokeness is just a wet blanket, but it's not wet from water. It's wet from a homeless piss. Like if you just gave 12 homeless dudes a fucking 18 pack of natty ice a piece and told them you can piss, but just make sure you piss on this blanket. And then when it's all waterlogged and heavy and soaked with pungent homeless piss, just drape that over society. And that's the woke world that they want us to live in. Ugh. Oh, thank you. Victoria Washington says, I'm surprised there wasn't a drag queen in the movie. Don't speak too soon, Victoria. I'm sure they got one in there. I'm sure they got one in there, and he runs the daycare. He runs the Oz Daycare Center because there's nothing wrong with drag queens being around kids. There's nothing wrong with that. All the drag queens were raised totally fine, and they have no mental issues or nothing like that. Even though they're sex workers, they're fine. Leave them around your kids. Why don't we open up? Hey, we should pull our funds together and open up a drag queen daycare. Just have a huge daycare, get one of those buildings out in the industrial part of town where you drive by and you know, oh shit, that's where all those come from. You know what I mean? It's always on the outskirts of town. Get one of those huge, one of those big old buildings will have like a gymnastics class in, which is like a fucking warehouse. And we just have multiple floors and it'll just be run by drag queens. And don't worry, just drop your kids off and drive away. Nothing's going to happen to them. Oh, no, we don't have security cameras. Why would you need security cameras? There's nothing wrong with drag queens. Why not? Have it run by drag queens. It's the safest place for your children to be, around drag queens, because we're not going to do anything to your children. Oh my God, do you have a mirror? Do you see how fucking frightening your face looks? If Jason Voorhees bent over and spread his stinker, that would be less scary than your face. You, sir, are a freak, and that's fine. Be a freak all you want. You just can't do it around our children because, safety and stuff. The fuck out. We're not going to do anything. Yes, you are. Look at you. Then Jericho, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, when the cover of the book has a dick hanging out of it, I'm judging that book. That's like somebody showing you the cover of a book, and on the cover of the book is a picture of a dude's dick, and it looks like somebody painted it with their eyes closed, and you say, hey, there's going to be some porn in this book, and somebody says, hey, don't judge a book by its cover, but there's a big old painted dick on the front, so I have to think that there's things of a sexual nature inside of this book. No, open it up. See, it's a cookbook. Well, then why didn't you put a cake on the front of it instead of a painted dick? You can't judge a book by its cover. Yes, I can. I do it all the time. I have to. I don't have the time to get to know every single person in life, so I have to make some judgment calls. And judging by your face, you are fucked up inside your head. So if I know if there's a tangled ball of Christmas lights of a brain inside your head, then I can't drop off the most precious thing in the world with you. Does that make sense? You weirdo? You get it now? Fucking kidding me? Yeah, right. You go to drop your kids off at a friend's house for the first time, and his dad opens a front door dressed as a drag queen. Are you leaving without your child? No. But you can't judge a book by its cover. Well, this book looks pretty fucked up. Can't have it. Can't do it. I want winners. Ooh-wee. Guys, come on now. Victoria Washington says, I'm glad I was born in the 90s, right? You fucking missed it. You were on the last chopper out of Saigon, girl. You were Indiana Jones reaching under that concrete wall that was closing, grabbing his hat at the last second. That's you. Kids in the 90s, you just made it. Holy hell. That's some bad shit. Well, guys, we covered a lot of good ground here. We covered the acquittal of Daniel Penny. We covered drag queens, all kinds of shit, guys. We did a full lap. All right. We did a full lap. But I'm glad that Daniel Penny has been acquitted, like no shit. But I am interested to see how the rest of the media and stuff is reacting to this, because it just happened today. So let's see tomorrow. After all the dummies have had a chance to have their TV show on and say all the dumb, ignorant shit they're going to say. Imagine what Joy Reid is going to say. Joy Reid's going to be like, blah, blah, blah. Her wig's going to be fucking jumping up and down and shit. She's probably going to, well, who knows what fucking wig she's going to wear. She's probably going to go into her wig room and like close her eyes like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and just pick whatever and just pop that shit out like the Legos. You know, you build in the Lego man and you could take their hair off. That's Joy Reid. Just fucking Mr. Potato Head hair. Vex Peril, Jay-Z though. I'm gonna talk about that too. Jay-Z has been named and accused of the R word of a 13-year-old girl in 2000. Uh-oh. That list is gonna be crazy. That list, I think Jeffrey Epstein is gonna blush when P. Diddy's list comes out. Because you have to remember, these people who attended these parties, I'm talking like the after parties, like the real freaky shit. Like the parties where they handed you a bottle of MDMA laced baby oil on the way in. Like the after parties. The people who attended those parties who knew full well what was going on, they were living inside of a bubble because everybody was doing it. Everybody was in power, as powerful as they were, if not more powerful. Celebrities, entertainment, everybody was in on this. So nobody was going to tell because everybody was doing crazy shit. So there was no fear of consequence. This is never going to end. These parties are always going to go on. It's never going to happen. This is awesome. And the shit is going to end. And the list is going to come out and you fucked up. And there are going to be a lot of industries losing a lot of money. Maybe we'll see some 1929 Wall Street, windows opening on the 29th floor and people taking a swan dive. I don't know, but it's going to be bad. Eddie Kane says, if Joy and Sonny had a podcast, would you listen to it? yeah, I'd listen to it inside my car with the windows rolled up and the garage door closed and my car running, because obviously it's time to die. That would be, wow, that would just be audio diarrhea. But yeah, man, crazy. Daniel Penny acquitted finally. And how much did that cost? New York City people, if you're in New York, how much money did that cost? How much money how many millions of dollars did they waste on a year and a half just to tell you the shit you already knew? Oh, politicians, you suck. Anyway, people, it was fun. Now it's time to get the leaf blower and blow what I'm sure is 12,000 metric tons of leaves off of my front lawn so it doesn't die, and I got to spend the money to bring it back to life. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate your time, your comments, your questions, your money. I will be uploading videos. Like I said, I'll be doing one about Jay-Z getting all caught up. Watch Beyonce divorce his ass. All types of shit. And something else I did want to talk about, I'm going to do a video, is RFK and the FDA. According to the New York Post, it is very possible that they will be able to get the red dyes, like stopping the companies from producing food with red dyes and different food dyes in it within weeks. So that may not have to be something that we wait a long time for. And I was talking, my wife was asking me, she says, well, what are they going to do with all these businesses, who make the candy companies and cookies and cereal and all the, even the shit you wouldn't even think of, dish detergent has dye in it. So what are all these companies going to do if they can't produce these things with the same ingredients that they produced before? I said, well, they better do what the government forced business owners to do during the sweet and sour sniffles. They better adjust, and they better adjust accordingly or get ready to go out of business. Bottom line, they're serving poison, so you either need to change your ingredients or fuck off. So I can't wait to do that video as well. I'm going to do some more research on it. Thank you guys for being here. And remember, if you remember nothing else that I've said, if you retain no information that I gave you, just remember this. I'm out.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.